We should. We're good to go. Yeah. Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Clash of the Reds podcast, episode 26. In the middle of game week 34, as game week 34 finishes, just as we finish watching Leeds defeating Manchester United. It's been a poor week for two sets of the Reds this week, with Arsenal losing against Bournemouth on Saturday. Potentially major repercussions in the title race. But I guess a good week for the Liverpool boys, hence why Tamim has finally decided to join the pod after a few weeks. Tamim, how are you, man? Long time no see.
I know. I think I've forgotten how to talk now. It's been that long. But I'm good, bro. Thank you. I'm good. Yeah. I've decided to join because we've won, obviously. But in all seriousness, all good. Not expecting much from this season. I'm still the same on that side of things, but I'm well. Thank you. I'm well.
Good stuff. Dr. Zahid, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I was here last week after the PSG loss. I'm here today before the. Hopefully, the Anfield crowd will help us win. But let's see. We got Mount Everest to climb, eh?
Yeah, it seems like a tall order to overtake PSG. I guess the first order of the day, unfortunately for me, is to discuss Arsenal defeat versus Bournemouth Saturday lunchtime. We spoke about it last week, Zahid, that it was going to be a tough game for Arsenal. I think we both agreed on that. I was hopeful for a win. I think you predicted a draw, funnily enough, and you actually predicted Bournemouth to score first.
Yeah, I said 2-2.
Yeah, you did. I would have bit your hands off for a 2-2 at the end of that game. Because it would have still kind of meant the title race is still in our hands, well, which it still is at this moment in time. But it just adds another dimension of pressure to next week's match at the Etihad, unfortunately. So yeah, where do we begin?
Let's begin with what Arteta said to the fans.
Yeah, it's a good point. So, pre-game press match conference on Friday, Arteta used a very English phrase in football fandom: "Bring your lunch, bring your dinner, bring whatever you're eating to the game." Trying to rev the fans up, almost billing it as like must not lose, must win. The game did have a kind of must-win feel to it as well, and I think Arsenal's social media account on Twitter or X was tweeting about how we need courage, we need conviction, adding the dramatic music, adding the clips from the Everton game. So there was this hype build-up for this match beforehand.
What about the training videos with the TikTok stuff on in the background? That was pre-Bournemouth game, right?
Yeah. So it was Thursday, Friday. I mean, they released some the training video of them basically training to some AI slop music. That was like hype music, basically. But like, I did, and actually, fun enough, they played that song in the stadium before kickoff.
I'm sure Arteta had a hand in that as well.
Maybe. To be fair, it was actually pretty catchy, despite it being a little bit cringe. But like, yeah, that's neither here nor there. So kickoff comes and started off quite cagey, I guess, for both teams. And Bournemouth kind of started to get the upper hand initially. They cut us open, like ball behind Ben White. Noni Madueke not tracking back. We have a guest. Dr. Omar Munshi. How are you, man?
I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Just talking about Arsenal's loss on Saturday, sadly. Yeah, you look like you come out of a dungeon somewhere. Like,
yeah.
still on international break or something with the Man United squad. Having your beard pulled by Alessandro Martinez or something, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ball gets played behind Ben White. Really kind of unlucky deflection off Saliba's toe. Miles Skelly's not in place where he should be, and then Krupi has an easy tap in. And then it's a bit of a uphill battle at that point. Havertz has a corner that he really should be scoring, and then we're kind of turning up the pressure at that point. And then from then on, Gabriel gets a penalty. It looks like it was a penalty. The Bournemouth defender handles it. And then I don't think there was any doubt from Joko putting it away. And then again, the expectation in the crowd was that we were going to go on and win it from that point onwards. We're going at half time. And then again, like we don't go at the Blacks flying after half time. We start struggling. I don't know what you guys felt watching it from TV. I know, Zahid, you're watching it live.
I think like the things that you mentioned already, like Miles Lewis-Skelly not tracking his runner, and then Bournemouth scoring. I don't know. I also looked. It's like, we've spoken about this 12:30 kickoff in the past, and sort of what it can do to teams, and the whole. Also had the Champions League midweek as well, so that's all played a part. Bournemouth had plenty of time to prepare for the game. Arsenal looked. I mean, there was clips coming out after the game as well of Arsenal players. I think Rice and someone else looking a bit frustrated with Zubimendi in terms of how he was taking the ball and where he was passing it around to, and a lack of sort of forward play. I'm sure Zubimendi was at fault as well for the second goal, maybe. I think he lost Alex Scott when he was tracking him on the way back.
Yeah, he didn't have the legs to keep up with him. Yeah.
So, I mean, as a Liverpool fan, it's great to see Zubimendi doing poorly. But yeah, no, I feel like it's just that typical Champions League hangover from the midweek, and you're playing against a team that's completely up for it and prepared. But this is what happens at this time of the season. You've got multiple competitions on the go. You've got midweek games. You're playing on more than one front, and the whole point in this whole Arsenal team was that you've got two players for every position. You've got the squad depth to be able to do it. Just some things that I realized recently as well is that I completely forgot that Ethan Nwaneri has gone off on loan. Yeah. And he was, correct me if I'm wrong, but he would sort of take Odegaard's position in the team. So, yeah, I mean, someone like that, someone direct, someone who's attacking, when you need that sort of spark, when your team's not playing as well as you could do, like someone like that, just seeing what's happened to him. And then you hear as well the news about the fact that Arsenal the rumours are that Arsenal are willing to sell both Lewis-Skelly and Nwaneri, your homegrown boys. It's it's weird times at Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah, obviously Samuel Mockball came out with an article saying that the Kroenkes were in town to renegotiate Arteta's deal, and that a number of players in the squad were potentially up for sale. Miles Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri potentially. I do wonder whether that's kind of like a generic thing, and knowing that Arsenal fans will bite on that and it will get a lot of clicks. I can see it happening for Miles because obviously there's two players ahead of him, but Ethan, like, he was definitely seen as a bit of a jewel in the crown, especially a few years ago. Like Arteta gave him his debut at 15 years old.
I mean, just earlier this season, people were like opening their eyes to what kind of player he is, and now he's just completely fallen off the map.
I think where he was in the standing before January, he was like fourth or fifth choice. So behind the likes of Rice, Marino, Erdegaard, obviously not getting ahead of Zubimendi either. Eze, of course. And I think the signing of Eze kind of made a big impact as to why the decision was made to get Ethan some minutes in the end. And I kind of explained it afterwards as well, that he felt responsible for him not getting any minutes this time round, and wanted to make sure that he went to a club, ironically, where De Zerbi was, knowing that there's a good coach, knowing that he'll get some minutes. I think seeing how Marseille developed Saliba, thinking that they could maybe have a similar impact for Waneri's development. So yeah, I don't look too deeply into that. I think until something's tweeted by Ornstein, then yeah. But yeah, like we definitely could have done with Ethan on Saturday. You mocked me for lamenting Marino's injury versus United, Zahid. But like, he was exactly the sort of player that we could have really done with.
But you've got Havertz. You've got Havertz on the pitch.
No, I know. But like, someone who can play the ball, someone who's tight under pressure. Havertz, it like clearly isn't fit to be going 90 minutes. He was rotated in against Sporting. He came off after 53 minutes alongside that triple sub. Again, like going back to that triple sub. I think it was the right call to make the substitutions, but to do it all at once, I think he kind of made the same mistake against United. Like almost a bit too reactionary, almost panicking a bit too much. I would have liked those changes staggered. Maybe give
reactionary change as opposed to a proactive change, right?
Yeah. I would like to see like Max come on maybe a bit later, give Noni a bit more time, potentially keep Havertz on for a bit more.
You're really missing Saka, right? Like,
yeah. So and I think this has been overlooked a lot actually. Like our main technical players, that right hand side of Timber, Saka, Erdegaard now as well being out. I know he's kind of in and out of the side at the moment, but like Calafiori being missing as well. Like we're missing our ballers, and the technical level of the team has just dropped dramatically, and like our second choice really is becoming like our first choice. And Bournemouth just kind of copied what City did in the cup final, like man-to-man pressing, relentless pressing, and you could really feel the tension in the stadium at like 60 minutes. And like there's really no explanation for like some of the mishit passes that the team were doing, like Havertz missing a pass. Rice,
I think Zubimendi had a few, and Rice as well.
Yeah, he did. White was kind of all over the show with his passing as well. I think back to like even when Mosquera came on, like he had a really simple chip pass to Dowman to make, and he did exactly the same thing. Like it just booted it into play and out of play really rather. So it was just like, yeah, really, really frustrating from that sense. And the only really explanation is that they're feeling the pressure.
I was thinking, do you think it's the fans seeding that nervousness into the players, or do you think it's the players doing that to the fans? Like, which way around do you think it is?
I mean, they were playing out from the back constantly, and constantly going backwards to Raya, as if Raya was our deep playmaker. And like,
the thing is, one of the criticisms of
Yeah.
Kepa during the cup games was that he's not Raya. He can't thread those passes and find those passes.
Yeah.
But clearly, maybe it's more than just having Raya there in goal.
Yeah,
to do with the man-to-man marking and the high press.
There was that. I think I did have an impact versus City in particular. And Raya almost got caught out in the second half as well. You know, like Bournemouth really should have scored from that mishit pass that Raya was trying to do with outside of his foot to White. But yeah, I just think like missing that technical quality there just really had a big impact, I think.
Even the midfield too, Danyaal, don't you think? Like, you know, I saw a bit of discussion amongst Arsenal fans, sort of, you know, what should it be? Zubimendi and Rice, are they working well together? Should Rice go back to the 6? Should it be a single defensive midfielder? Should it be Odegaard even dropping into Zubimendi's position? I mean, what do you make of that? Like, the double pivot, or what? Like, do you think it's a fatigue thing, or just they're not working well together, or like you said, maybe a mentality thing at this point in the season? What do you reckon it is with them?
I think
it's clearly not working at the moment.
Like Zubimendi isn't the same player as he was at the beginning of the season. So the beginning of the season, Arsenal were a team that basically were conceding no shots on goal at all. And Zubimendi was a big part of that. And he just looks really, really fatigued at the moment. I think he's definitely in the red zone. I don't think he's played as many minutes as he has done before in his career at all. The fact that, he's had Champions League football to contend with, that he didn't have to do it at Sociedad. I think maybe changing something might be a good idea. If even for Zubimendi's sake, like he did look like it was a bit worrying that he had to be consoled by the likes of Gyökeres and White and those guys, and they all kind of had pops at him for not playing with the ball where he should have been. I think fatigue is a large factor in that. But yeah, going back to Zahid's question about whether it's like the players feeding off the energy from fans or vice versa. I think when you play out from the back, you're naturally playing with the fans' emotions, thinking that you're going to kind of have a bit of a cock up in the box. So they were doing it constantly, and for about 5-10 minutes, Bournemouth were really relentlessly pressing us, and we just could not get out. And we were just insistent on playing out from the back, and it wasn't helping. It wasn't helping the attention in the crowd, and it wasn't helping the players. And sometimes it's not the most technical thing to do, but just getting rid of it for 5-10 minutes would have helped. And I think, again, not having Havertz on the pitch at that point almost damaged us a little bit, because we didn't really have that kind of focal point player who could really bring the ball down, trap the ball. Gyökeres, as much as I like him in terms of giving us direction of play, he can't trap the ball. He can't bring the ball down. He struggles with that side of it. Frustrating all around, really. When Scott kind of scored the goal, it did look like it was going to be curtains. There was one moment in the match where Miles Skelly was at the D of the box, and it really opened up for him to have a crack, make himself a hero, maybe solidified his spot in the team, and he didn't do it. He turned around and looked for another pass. Even Eza, as soon as he came onto the pitch, it's fine. He beat a man. There was a moment in maybe the 81st, 82nd minute, and he made this gut-busting challenge to get the ball back. Really won the ball back nice and cleanly. The crowd stood up, applauded it. And then he drives forward. And what does he do? Look to his right and pass it off to the side. And it's like, come on, man. We bought you to be the star. We paid £70 million for you to come and win us matches, right? And fine, you did the hard work there. You did the hard yards. Go and win us the game. Go and get us an equalizer. Be brave. The situation was calling for a hero, and no one was willing to take up that mantle.
There's one man that we haven't mentioned yet who was actually singled out by Match of the Day as well, and that's Trossard. And his lack of impact, his lack of directness, his indecision, choice of the poor pass, not putting the ball into the box. I think there was one point where Gabriel was just begging for the ball to be crossed in, and instead he cut it back. It's just I don't know. I think Arsenal fans have rated Trossard, but as an outside fan, I've never thought of Trossard as that guy. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he's running out of steam as well? Or
say again?
Do you think he's running out of steam as well, or do you think general lack of creative ability in the team currently?
That our forwards have really, really disappointed in 2026. Minus Gyökeres, who's on 18 goals, but 2026, Trossard's got 0 goals. I think Saka has got 2 goals in the Premier League. Nani's got 2 goals. For a team that's trying to win the league, it's not good enough. And I've always liked Trossard, but he was never meant to be the guy. It's just Martinelli's form had dipped, and again he went for a purple patch at the beginning of the season, was scoring loads of goals, getting loads of assists, was getting us out of really tricky situations, and that's sort of dried up recently with him. I mean, the same could be said for Noni. The same could be said for Martinelli. Like, it was disappointing. Like, he basically won us a game in midweek versus Sporting. And again, it's like same on Martinelli. Like, one really, really good match in the Champions League, and then followed up with an absolute stinker in the league afterwards. Yeah, it wasn't great. And I guess
Champions League Martinelli is different. Sorry.
Yeah. We were saying that. Well, we just need to play Champions League music before the Prem game, and maybe he'll turn up. Yeah. And then the last thing as well, I guess, Gokras had a couple of chances in the dying minutes of the game. He should have won a couple of corners, and Oliver pointed for a goal kick, but that's neither here nor there. Like, with those chances, he really should have equalised. And again, it's going back to the point, like, the team is calling out for a bit of a hero, and no one stepped up to the mantle, unfortunately. And they need to kind of buck up quickly, because like, it's not going to get any easier. Like, we've got Sporting on Wednesday, and then the game at the Etihad is absolutely huge now.
Yeah.
And the mood in the fan base is really, really low. Like, everyone's quite despondent, and my worst fears going into the Carabao Cup final, playing versus Man City, was that if we lose that cup final, our season will unravel because of the pressure, of the fact that it is Man City, and that they're kind of maybe gaining momentum. And it looks like it's coming to fruition, unfortunately. But
I guess to a certain extent, you can look at the Champions League as like separate to that, because obviously City aren't in that competition. But I mean, talking about City, they're 6 points behind. You had the opportunity to go 12 points clear, and if that did happen, then it would have been done and dusted, the league, pretty much, because you're playing before them as well, and blah blah blah. But yeah, so that's gone from 9 to 6, and then they play you next Sunday. This Sunday. As well as the fact that they've got a game in hand against Crystal Palace, I believe it is.
Yeah. So they'll be equal in games with us in 10 days' time. So basically against Burnley, they've got another game that'll be reached over from the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So they'll be equal in games with us at that point.
Okay.
But they'll still have the Crystal Palace game to rearrange.
Yeah. And I mean, you're still ahead of them in goal difference terms anyway. So even if they equal you on points, I mean, Chelsea helped them out, so
of course.
Yeah. But I mean, I mean, it's always easier to be the one in the hunt, the one chasing down, rather than the one trying to maintain the position.
For sure.
It's always more difficult trying to maintain the top place in the pedestal, and it's just, I mean, City, the players that they signed, like Gehi scored. Cherki has now become that guy in the midfield, creative mastermind. He's just playing for fun.
Nico O'Reilly, man.
Nico O'Reilly is their trump card. Although I don't know. There's either he came up injured or it was a precautionary substitution. But he is there. He's almost like their Calafiori. Like, he kind of roams about. He's the guy who no one picks up. And
Cancelo from 10 years ago or whatever.
So. I mean, Semenyo's coming into form. So everyone that they signed has now started to step up and is getting into the sort of the way of things at City. I mean, that famous City run, it looks like it's starting to form now. So I mean, to be honest, when you're playing against them, Arsenal always have an opportunity to beat them, and I don't think that that psychological thing of like playing City, expecting to lose or draw, like the City juggernaut, I think that has kind of gone, because obviously Arsenal have beaten City in the recent past. So I wouldn't be despondent if I was an Arsenal fan, but it's such a huge game, and the magnitude of the game could be what causes the players and the fans to lose that game. Like, this Bournemouth game was supposed to be was supposed to be not necessarily a walk in the park, but it was like
But
another
it's
tick box.
it's just another game, yeah.
Yeah. And now this game is so huge, and so much is going to be built up around it, leading up to the game. I mean, it's going to be a great game. It's good for the neutral because it's obviously giving us some interest going in towards the end of the season. But yeah, I mean, if you see like Arsenal commentators talking about how if we played like Liverpool last season, we could have wrapped up the league by February and just been relaxing for the rest of the season, kind of thing. Obviously, a different season, different circumstances, but yeah, no, definitely. I mean, City have seen the opportunity and they've taken it to try and get themselves back into this.
Let me ask, I guess, a question for the panel now. Who do you think is the current favourites for the title, considering momentum, considering form? I'll go with you, Omar, since we haven't heard much from you.
I would still think that Arsenal would edge it, even though they've had a bit of a wobble at the moment. I still think, well, I suppose it all hinges on how next week goes, but I still think the edge is still in sort of Arsenal's favour, and that overall their season has been much better than Man City's. It's just that you have the unnecessary wobbles every now and then. So I would lean more towards Arsenal, and I think it's one of the ones where, you know, when it's your time, it's just your time, and I think this is Arsenal's season.
I think the one thing that this defeat has done is damaged belief in the fan base. Like belief was really strong before this. Like even after the City lost in the cup final, belief was still quite strong that we're going to win the league. And what this defeat has done is has kind of damaged that. I think the one thing what I will say is that our season has been defined by our response to defeat. So when we lost against Liverpool in August, we went on an 18-match unbeaten run. Did really, really well up until our next defeat against Villa, and then again went on another run until the United game, and then from then on it's kind of been like I've been winning games, but it hasn't been the best watch basically, and I think we've been playing like we've got something to lose really since then. So yeah, Tamim, what's your thoughts? Who's the current favourites for the title?
It's a tough one, man. I think right now at this stage, I feel like momentum is everything in this final bit for any season. I still give the edge to Arsenal. I think if it was level on points, I would say City would be the favourites by far. Because it's just all sort of clicking together for them right now. Like the attack looks quite set. Pep looks quite settled with who wants to play on the wings and attacking mid, and Cherky's coming into his own, and Pep's sort of giving Cherky that freedom to play. So but I mean, regardless of that, you guys are still 6 points ahead with the game in hand. That game at the Etihad is key, but because of that 6 points and the fact that there's not too many games remaining, I'll give you guys the edge. I've said Arsenal have been the favourites for a while. I still would say it, but I'd say maybe like 51-49. Like it's so close right now. You know, literally. Yeah. I'd say just about Arsenal, only because of the points margin.
Fair. So Zahid?
So a few things come to mind when I think about. I mean, I would say. I think so. If I was biased, I would love to see City pull this back.
Which you are.
Yeah. But I mean, if we're talking sensibly, Arsenal, surely they cannot ball it from this point. Like, it's surely not. They've still got. I would say if you go by the way the season has gone, then City have tended to lose games when we expected them to win, or they've drawn games that we expected them to win. Yeah. So, but the fact that they're closing on Arsenal now that is their singular focus. I mean, other than they're still in the FA Cup, right? But yeah, I mean, the league is their priority now. Like if they can chase Arsenal, then nothing else matters. That will galvanize the team, galvanize the fans, galvanize Guardiola. Everything will be sort of tunneled into making sure that they can cut down that lead. And yeah, so I mean, ask me after next Sunday, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, hence why I'm asking you now.
Yeah, no, but, I mean, chances are it'll be a draw. That game will end up a draw.
Yeah, I mean, it won't suit City, but it'll absolutely suit Arsenal because it keeps it in our hands.
For sure. And that's what I think will probably happen, and that might be the last twist. But saying that, I mean, if City can turn this around, right, and if City can win the league, then I would love for the term quad bottle to become the term of the summer forevermore. I would love for that to be the case. But yeah, no, honestly, I think, I don't know, like Arteta talks really well, but that doesn't translate into what happens on the pitch. He's a very good talker. And he talks about how the handbrake. You remember he spoke about how the handbrake's coming off and blah 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 blah. Arsenal would have started playing attacking football and all this stuff that never really happened. I mean, you've been staggering. Your performances haven't been fantastic, but you found ways to win, and that is the hallmark of a championship winning team. But eventually, things catch up with you, right? And just winning ugly isn't always going to work for you. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I still say it's Arsenal's to lose. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I think also City still look defensively quite, although a lot's been made about City looking good right now and the momentum going for City. Like it wasn't long ago they lost 3-0 to Madrid, and it's Madrid.
That's a good point.
But it was pretty easy. They were pretty easily dispatched, and even against us in the FA Cup, it was 4-0. The first 30 odd minutes, it was end to end, and we had our chances. If Salah or Ekitike had scored their, well put chances, it's a different game. Like, the defensive frailties, we can't forget about that. That's still there for City. So, there's still, the race is well and truly still on.
Yeah, I guess we can come back to predictions at the end of the pod. As per usual. I just want to cover a comment from Raymond. Hi, Danyaal. Breaking news. The Newcastle United board sack Eddie Howe from Newcastle United now, and Xabi Alonso appointed as the manager of Newcastle now from Ray. I had a quick look to see if Ornstein or Romano had tweeted anything like that. I don't think it's been done. I think there might be rumours circulating that Howe might be going, but I don't think anything's confirmed just yet. So I guess watch this space.
There's no reason for Newcastle to sack Eddie Howe at this point in the season. They've got nothing to gain, so there's no reason for them to do it now. They can just wait till the end of the season.
Yeah. I agree. So it will be a bit of a weird one. Okay. Shall we talk a little bit about Man United Leeds match? Did anyone watch the game entirely? Or watch bits of it, or
I watched most of the game.
Okay,
I don't know. I feel like
I watched highlights and I watched parts of it. I couldn't put it on entirely.
I watched the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, bro, we were still fasting the last time United played a game. Ramzan was still here. Like, literally, men and women have gone to the moon and back since United last played a game. Like, how much time do you need to prepare for a game? And you still can't win.
And they still lost.
And they still lost. Like, oh my God. Like, they're putting Slot to shame. Like, if you see some of the stuff from like Mark Goldbridge and that, he's like, yeah, it's done. Like, his honeymoon period for Carrick is over. Get him out. Like, don't give him a contract. All this sort of stuff. Honestly, I feel like I watched most of the game, and it's just like the only option that United had was just give it to Amad Diallo and let's see what happens. It was all going to the right of the from what I watched anyway. Most of it was just going to the right of of the midfield and then just sort of hoping that he does something with the ball. But obviously Leeds scored very early, and even like whenever you go behind early on, you're always in the back foot. You then got you've got so much. I mean, it goes without saying, but you've got so much to do to get back into the game.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see the incident for the red card, but yeah, I mean, I didn't know hair pulling is a straight red card.
I saw it. It seemed ridiculously harsh. Like never in a million years should that be a red. Like, Omar, did you see the red card incident? Martinez pulling.
No, not yet. I haven't had a chance to see the highlights. I've just read Carrick's interview on it, and he said it's one of the worst decisions he's ever seen.
But don't you think that's supposedly trying to deflect away from United's performance and focus on the decision as opposed to what actually happened in the game? But I mean, to be honest,
it had an impact on the match, right?
Leeds needed to win that game as well, though. Like, because now they've got a 6-point cushion on the relegation zone, right?
Oh man, what a great result as well, man! Like putting Spurs further deeper in the mud. Forest getting a point yesterday. West Ham getting points on Friday. Like from the relegation perspective, like it was a better weekend from an Arsenal point of view. But yeah.
But yeah. So from what I saw, there wasn't much creativity from the United team. It was all pretty one-dimensional. But yeah, no, I mean, Leeds were up for it. Like we said last week, it's a huge game, Leeds United. So
yeah, like a derby, right?
Yeah. I mean, after Martinez got sent off, United did look dangerous. I think they brought on Mbeumo and Dalot at some point after. So they still did look dangerous, but yeah. I mean, and then Casemiro scored as well to make it 2-1. Yeah. So,
yeah. From what I had, we probably better when we went one man down than when we were before that. From what I read there, and I think it was just a case that the international break came at the wrong time. I mean, being off for it was basically a mid-season break. So. You know, players lose their focus, lose their fitness a little bit, you lose that game sharpness. So yeah, it just came at the wrong time for us. Well, to be honest, it's our own fault. We've been a 40-game season for us, so no one else to blame really but ourselves. So it is where it is. Well, the fact that we've pretty much got the 5th Champions League spot secured for the Premier League, hopefully shouldn't impact our chances too much of getting the Champions League spot, but doesn't help that Villa won and Liverpool won on the weekend. The only thing it's helping is Chelsea's dropping off. So, I mean, the fact that Chelsea is dropping off would hopefully mean that we should still be all right for top 5. But
I mean, they play you next week, right? So
yeah,
that'll be quite interesting.
I think United are away at Chelsea, maybe.
Yeah, we're away at Chelsea, and then I think is it Liverpool the week after that?
I think so. Yeah.
Let's bring up the fixture list.
But yeah, so you're level on points with Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah.
But you've got better goal difference, and you still got a 3-point cushion on us. So I mean, it's pretty close between 3rd and 5th. There's 3 points between the 3 of us. But yeah, Chelsea dropping off outside of the top 5 positions. So
yeah.
It's got a span in the works. Yeah, guys, if you are in the comment, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Sparks, Twitter, please drop a like, please share and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much, guys. Bad result for United today. The irony being that it was mostly United fans who were sending you messages after Arsenal lost on Saturday. So a bit of karma, I guess, going around there today before losing. Let's move tack to Liverpool beating Fulham at the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. So 2-0. Rio and Guimoha and Salah getting the goals. Seemed like a pretty solid performance from Liverpool's point of view. Almost reminiscent of last season in some ways. I mean, what do you both think?
You go first, Tamim.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I thought it was it was a good game. Good game for us. Looked pretty comfortable. I mean, yeah, to be fair, Fulham did have a couple of their chances as well. But yeah, I mean, it was nice to see, obviously, for Rio especially. That was a very well taken goal. And it's sort of what we've been crying out for on the wings throughout the whole season. And yeah, I know it's easy to say, like, oh, why couldn't Rio have played more often this season? And yeah, I think he could have, but I do also get the whole aspect of, he's only 16 and trying to bed him into the team slowly. He's very young, he's growing. Yeah, I understand all of that. But it's frustrating when you see Gakpo play instead, total opposite of a player like Rio. But no, it's nice to see.
As they call him.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it'll be nice to see more of him in the future, and yeah, maybe against PSG, it might, it'd be nice. It's a nice weapon to have, and why not? We're 2-0 down. Give him a chance, right? It will test their defense for sure. Whether he starts or not, we'll see. But yeah, it's also nice to see Salah. That was a very well taken goal. The physicality might go with the age, the speed, and everything, but the technique doesn't. And that was a very, very good finish. But yeah, I mean, I think I might have.
Yeah, the Cowpesh internet's striking again, Tamim.
But yeah, I think second half Fulham did have a couple of chances, and it's still too much for our game against PSG. I just think PSG have too many quality attackers. And if I thought you were today, but no, it's come back to me. Unfortunately. So yeah, I think it'll be enough and feel that passion that we need for Tuesday. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm digressing a bit to the Champions League. But no, for the Fulham game, I'm happy with how it went. Obviously, seeing Man United drop points, that's nice. Yeah, we need everything we can get, really. So yeah, good result.
Zahid, I don't know if you can translate Cowpesh internet and Scouse ramblings, but if you can add to that.
So the bits and pieces that I did, I mean, like we discussed last week, I mean, I had absolutely no confidence in us going into this game. I mean, I saw the lineup and I saw that we had Gakpo playing up front and Ekitike was on the bench, Isak was on the bench. Maybe that was a plan to sort of rest them in prep for the PSG game. Who knows? But I was so glad to see Rio finally getting his chance again. I mean, apparently he's played 4 games. We started 4 games this season, and he's gotten man of the match 3 times of those 4. Apparently, he's also scored the same number of goals in the Premier League as Martinelli this season. Apparently. But yeah, I mean, it's so nice to have. I was just thinking about this while Tamim was talking, like, what has happened to direct players in the Premier League? Players that take a man on, try and beat a man. Like, it's like players will come and they'll be sort of direct at the beginning of the season, and then as time goes on, I don't know if they get sucked into the system or the legs don't hold out. But yeah, just that directness disappears. Like, even for us, when we had Diaz, when we first got Diaz, he was incredibly direct. And then that sort of, he had a dip in form. I don't know if it was around the time his dad got kidnapped. But yeah, there was I remember him being incredibly direct. But yeah, I mean, it was good to see us win the game. I mean, Rio's individual brilliance was incredible. Like, for a kid that young, 17 years old, from Newham, no doubt. Yeah, no, it was great to see. He scored a great goal. And yeah, it was lovely to see. Hopefully he'll have some input in the PSG game, whether he plays, whether he starts, or whether he's brought on as a sub. I'm hoping Slot does make use of him, because we've got nothing to lose, really. But But other than that, generally, I thought we controlled the game pretty well. Fulham did have some great chances, however.
Yeah, Fulham definitely did have some good chances. They had the Smith Rowe chance towards the end, and then as well coming up. But yeah, like you guys saw it out quite well, I think. Should we go into some predictions for the PSG game? Tamim, what are your thoughts for PSG?
I'm gonna go 2-2. I think we could score a couple. PSG haven't defensively looked all that this year, and Anfield will rile up our players a little bit, even if Slot doesn't. I think Anfield would. But yes, I can see us scoring a couple, but defensively, we're not strong enough to keep out the likes of Doué, Dembele, Barcola, all of them. So they're gonna score for sure. 2-2, I'll go for.
So a bit of a tall order to kind of see them out, I guess. Yeah, I can see something like that happening, or maybe like a 2-1 potentially. Omar, PSG Liverpool, or Liverpool PSG? You're on mute, Omar.
Yeah, I can see PSG just seeing the game out and taking it easy. So I'm predicting like a 1-1 draw. They'll probably get their first goal, then sort of sit back and relax. Liverpool get something in there, but I don't see much excitement happening.
I think you're on mute, Danyaal.
Yeah, sorry. There was also Arsenal versus Sporting on Wednesday. I guess we should do some predictions for that game before we go over to the predictions for Sunday's matches or the weekend's matches. I'll start with you, Zahid. What do you think for Arsenal Sporting?
I think in that game, I still think that Arsenal will still have enough to beat Sporting. I think you're a different team in the Champions League than you are in the league, and you'll use that to your advantage.
Yeah, I've heard that from quite a few Arsenal fans actually, that we seem a bit more built for the Champions League. I just worry that we don't have enough firepower to kind of get over the line in certain parts of the game against like some of the bigger sides like a Bayern Munich, like a PSG. Omar, Arsenal Sporting.
Yeah, same again. As you said, Arsenal a bit more of a footballing team in the Champions League, and you'll be able to. I don't think Sporting have enough to try and nullify your attack and your defense. So I can see you guys having a comfortable 2-0 win.
Tamim?
Yeah, I'll go 1-0 to you guys. I think for all maybe your frailties in attack, you're home, so I think you should be fine. And also, is that Luis Suarez is suspended, isn't he? He's the main threat, isn't he?
Not that Luis Suarez.
Not the original.
Yeah. He's not suspended, by the way. It was
not. Okay.
Yeah, it was a wrong graphic on the screen from last week.
Right. Okay.
He's not suspended.
Yeah. But regardless, I think if they couldn't score against you guys at their home ground, I can't see them doing much else to you lot. So yeah, I think it'll be relatively comfortable for you guys.
Yeah, I am inclined to agree. I think it'll probably be like a 1-0 or something, and then Arteta will have one eye on the City game and probably take some of the big hitters off. Maybe the likes of a Rice or something like that. Okay, I guess moving track to the weekend now and kind of thinking a little bit about predictions. Who is Liverpool playing this weekend, Tamim?
I think it's the Merseyside derby. I think we're playing Everton.
Oh, no way.
If I just
Okay,
double check.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Is it at the Hill Dickinson or is it at Anfield?
Just loading it up now. So
Hill Dickinson.
At the Hill
it's
Dickinson. Okay.
Everton's ground. Yeah.
Okay. Omar, do you want to go first?
I think this one will be quite a tight game, so the derbies always are. But I think Liverpool need the win more than Everton, so I reckon they'll edge it 2-1.
Okay, interesting. Tamim?
I'm quite worried about this one, not going to lie. Always worried about the Merseyside derby, but this one even more so because they're actually pretty good this year. And we're pretty terrible this year. And also, they're not far off us. I think it's only like 5 or 6 points, maybe, or something. Yeah, well, from what I last checked, there's not much of a points gap. And they might be sort of looking at that and thinking, trying to get one over us, not just for the sake of the Champions League spot, but getting closer to us. Yeah, same as what Omar said. I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to go 2-2. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-2.
I can see it being a draw as well. I think like a 1-1 or something. Quite cagey affair. Zahid?
So I think it's the dreaded return of David Moyes, isn't it? And Everton have been playing well. Beto's on form. If anyone knows how to rile up Everton for a game like this, it's David Moyes. So, saying that, if we can score early, then maybe we can sort of quell the crowd a little bit and take it from there. But yeah, it's going to be a hard-fought game, especially after a midweek game against PSG. It's going to be difficult for the players to sort of build up to the occasion of PSG and then also do the same again against Everton. I mean, I could see us most likely I could see a draw coming out of this game, but I could also see us losing this game because of what's going to happen midweek. I just want to quickly mention before we were talking about the Sporting game, like with Liverpool against PSG and Liverpool, having nothing to lose and just going for it. Sporting also have nothing to lose and can go for it. I mean, they tried their best to keep Arsenal out in that game, and they were dangerous against yourselves. I mean, it was a smash and grab from Arsenal. Let's not mess about. But taking that lead to the Emirates is great for you. But yeah, I mean, it's great in the sense that your players now have to step up to the plate and sort of put that loss against Bournemouth behind them. But yeah, it'll be a very interesting game on Wednesday, right? Because I think local PSG is tomorrow.
Wednesday, yeah.
But yeah, I would say I'm going for. If I'm optimistic, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool win.
Okay.
Against Everton.
Okay. I was like, PSG? I was like, okay. Fair enough. Okay. So it's Chelsea United, I believe. Is United at home or Chelsea at home?
Chelsea at home.
Chelsea's at home. Okay. Let's start with you, Zahid. What's your prediction for that match?
Well, after where Chelsea played against, I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the first half of the Chelsea City game, but apparently Chelsea kind of didn't play too badly. They did all right. I don't know if Enzo Fernandez is going to be back for that game because apparently he was only supposed to be barred for a couple of matches. So I don't know if he's going to be back for that.
He should be back.
What will happen with that? But with regards to United, I mean, United got bounced back after this. But yeah, I expect United to beat Chelsea, to be honest, more than anything. I feel like generally a strike of like, if you've got Mbuemo and you've got, what's his name? Guy starting. Yeah. No, Sesko.
Fernandez.
Cunha, yeah. You should have more than enough for Chelsea's team. I mean, their oldest player is like 28 or something. I think yeah, that guy. I mean, Chelsea are in a bit of a shambles at the moment, to be honest. So much so, you've got Rory Jennings wishing for them to lose against City. I mean, he's an absolute mare. He's like he hates the ownership. He is very unhappy with Liam Rosenior being manager. He's come out and said that he basically wishes nothing but bad things for Kai Havertz after he scored against Chelsea. I mean, so I think Chelsea are right off this season, so I don't think United need to worry about them too much. And even Cole Palmer's not really been on form. So
I do think Cole Palmer's quite overrated. Are
you going to say that at the World Cup as well?
Say again?
Are you going to be saying that when it comes to the World Cup?
Yeah, man. I just think that the English press loves to hype. I think I mentioned this when talking about Dowman. Any English 10, they think that he's a new Gaza, and it's just so much hype over them. Like in his breakout season a couple of seasons ago, yeah, he got a lot of goals, a lot of assists, a lot of penalties. And yeah, of course, he does have talent, but like he's not what they're making out to be, I don't think. I'm going to go for a 1-1, which I think will suit United in the long run. I don't think Chelsea can beat United, but I can see it again being a bit of a cagey affair, to be honest with you. Tamim, what do you reckon about that game?
Yeah, I can't see Chelsea getting much out of it, to be honest. I think it will be a tight game, but they've just looked terrible under Liam. Like, there's no sort of like, I don't know, passion in their play. They've looked worse than they did under Maresca for sure.
No,
the players
passion.
are not into the passion. I don't know if I did sound like that guy.
All right,
whatever his name was.
R.I.P. man.
R.I.P. to, what was his name? Do you guys remember? No.
It was like Angry Rant Man or something like that.
Angry Chelsea fan or something? Yeah.
Angry Rant Man. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Shout out. But yeah, I'll go 2-1 United. I'll go 2-1 United. I don't think Chelsea can do much. And United will
Angry Rant Man.
Yeah.
Lee Sang-gul was his name. Angry Rant Man. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good few rants, Had some good rants. Also, you know what you're saying about diverging a little bit back to Cole Palmer. Yeah, I fully agree with you, Danyaal. I think there's a lot of these attacking midfielders that have come out in the last 5-10 years for England that they can dribble and shoot, and it's like that's all they can sort of do. I'm not saying that's all Cole Palmer can do, but currently that's what he's shown. And creatively, I don't know, like can he do that thread of the needle kind of pass? I don't know. If there is,
I don't know, man. I saw some of the passes that he threaded around the pitch last season.
Was it top
when
notch?
He's on form, he's very easy on the eye. But I don't know what's happened this season at Chelsea. Maybe his form just dipped.
See, he had a very free role under Pochettino, which he didn't have under Maresca, and then obviously he's had the same injury, which. Danyaal has had as well in that region. So, yeah, it is what it is with them. I wish them nothing but ill fortune and misery for the rest of their season and the rest of their existence. Moving track to the big blockbuster match on Sunday, Man City versus Arsenal. I'll go with Omar. What's your prediction for that game, man?
It's going to be a tight one, very, very tight. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up in a sort of deadlock and it just ends up in a 0-0 draw, just both teams nullify each other. And I think that will then set Arsenal up to win the league.
Inshallah.
Kind of predicted being like the City Liverpool game from a few seasons ago, where it was very end to end, very, very tight. So yeah.
Shall I let you think for a bit?
You want me to say? Oh, I'm waiting.
Oh yeah, go.
So, if we go by I'm sure this is controversial for Arsenal fans, but if we go by how Arsenal have set up in big games this season so far, if we look at how you set up against in the first Liverpool game, even the second game, I think, especially the first game, there was a lot of rhetoric about, Arteta didn't set out to win the game, all that sort of stuff. And I feel like he's going to do the same. He's going to play to not to lose rather than to win. He's going to play not to lose. And if history repeats itself, Arsenal are not going to have that magic spark that will help them win the game. And Arteta will come out at the end of the game and he's like, this is, whatever he said, is that this is about moments and about taking the moment, and the players haven't taken their moments. And I feel like that is exactly what will happen on Sunday, that he will set out the team not to lose, but then that will also stifle any creative play. I mean, there wasn't that much of it against Bournemouth anyway. So I don't know.
0.19 XG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the game against Sporting, and Arsenal did not play very well, and they still managed to get out with a win. I mean, if I was an Arsenal fan and I got that sort of result, I would be more than happy taking that back to the Emirates. But yeah, so didn't play very well against Sporting and won. Didn't play very well against Bournemouth and lost. So what's going to change? I guess we'll see what happens in the Sporting game midweek. If you win that, then that will give you a lot of impetus going into the game against City.
For sure.
If you don't win that, or let's say, Sporting score and it goes into extra time or goes to penalties, that was like, if you win, then great, but that will take so much out of your players going into the game on Sunday. And City will just be there waiting for you. So
4 week prep, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, I think it will end up being a draw, maybe like a 1-1 draw. Yeah. Or even 0-0. I could see potentially being a 0-0 draw.
Yeah. Tamim, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to go 2-1 City. I think that, Arsenal, you guys haven't looked good in a while. And I'm not just talking about your losses, but even some of like the narrow wins that you guys have had. But I think you're still going to create some chances. And that, as I said before, that City defense isn't all that. So I could see you getting one goal maybe. But City's attack is, top notch, and they're like firing right now. They've, as I said, they seem much more consistent with their front three, front four. I could see them edging the game. I could see them scoring against you lot. Midfield looks tired. I don't know what it is with Rice and Zubimendi. It probably is fatigue. But I think you are going to struggle. I think it's going to be a win for City.
Okay.
Who did you sign? Who was supposed to be Rice's stand-in? What was his name? The guy from Brentford. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been a failure of a signing, I guess, because obviously then Rice can't rotate out of the team for him to come in.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he was meant to have taken Jorginho's minutes, and obviously Giovanni was taking Partey's minutes. But it's like, he was literally Brentford's captain, and he's had 56 minutes of Premier League football this season. Only 56 minutes.
How much of that time was that centre back, or was that in a League Cup game?
He played centre back in the Champions League. Funny enough,
okay.
I think he might have had some minutes just here and there, just like basically dead minutes essentially. But yeah, I technically didn't trust him. And yeah, I mean, we only signed him for like 5 to 10 million. It wasn't a big money signing or anything like that. But when he has come on, he's looked competent. And there has been an argument from some Arsenal fans that he should be starting ahead of Zubimendi because Zubimendi's just kind of so off form at the moment. So, yeah. A point I want to make actually, just as we're talking, I think one of the things that has kind of underpinned Liverpool's defensive fragilities has been the changes at fullback. So obviously Frimpong coming in, Kirkus coming in on both sides. And the one thing that Arsenal have had in recent weeks, with Timber being out injured, with Calafiori being out injured, with Hincapie being out injured, is that instability at fullback as well. So we haven't had our first choice fullbacks starting. And yeah, just quite reminiscent really of of Liverpool struggles. So yeah, just kind of see that similarities. I think if we can get Calafiori back, I don't know why he's off injured again, whether he can't cope with playing 2-3 times a week. But if we can get him back, or even Hincapié, and I think quite crucially for us, Timber. Like we haven't looked the same side.
Timber, Saka, right wing, right side of the field it's a huge part of your play.
100%. If we can get kind of 3 players back in Saka, Timber, Calafiori, maybe we might start looking like Arsenal again. Have a bit more defensive stability. The one thing that we really lacked against Bournemouth was that ability to win the second balls, and that would be crucial if we were to get any type of result against City on Sunday. So yeah, if we can get players back, then I think it might be like a 1-1, like a KG 1-1. If we don't get players back, if it's White starting at right back, if it's Marta Skelly starting at left back, if it's Havertz playing as a 10, like we saw in the cup final, I can see City beating us just based on what Tamim was saying, based on momentum. If it's 1-1, then great. Like I think we'll go on to win the title at that point. If they beat us, I think City will go on to win it. I think. I mean, just hoping it doesn't come to that, because it'll be a very, very long summer if that was the case. Yeah, I was discussing.
Right, you got a World Cup to get your mind off them.
Right? We've got history to be made here. Like we can go into the semi-final for the 4th time in our career in the Champions League. We could go 9 points clear if we beat them on Sunday. So there's all to play for. And the job for Arteta really is to just drown out the noise, get them focused, and try and win that game.
I think your players are just too invested with social media. I think because like you look at the stuff that Gabriel posts after you win. Yeah, but there's the photos that Gabriel posts after you win, and like the things he claps back on, and it's just like I don't know. It could be beneficial, but it can also be a hindrance. I think this is the day and age that we live in, and you can't really block that out from players. But I mean, it's I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how the season pans out to see if it makes a difference or not. But I mean, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, I don't think it would be fair to sort of go the whole pod without talking about the demise of Tottenham Hotspur.
But we did mention it. Lucy mentioned it.
Yeah, we mentioned it briefly earlier. But I mean,
man,
Van de Ven crying, Romero crying. Romero's now out for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I never like to laugh at players getting injured or whatever, but it was quite unfortunate, that injury. I mean, De Zerbi coming in. We spoke about it last week, Zahid, didn't we? About what would the De Zerbi factor look like? And I did say, like, going to Stadium of Light, it's not an easy place to go to at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
You know what? Saying that, I expected them to beat Sunderland. I expected them to rise to the occasion and be aware that they could go into the relegation zone if they do not win this game, especially with West Ham
winning on Friday night.
Yeah, they thrashed them. Was it 3 or 4-0?
4-0. They beat Wolves 4-0.
Big win. Yeah.
I mean, Mavros Panos being another legend.
2, right? Yeah.
Wenger's has done it again.
I can't believe the capitulation of Tottenham Hotspur. It's just we're talking about this on WhatsApp and their squad, and they don't have a horrible squad, but the fact they finished 17th last season, they barely recruited this season.
It's overlooked. It's really overlooked how bad they were last year, because the other relegated sides were worse than them. And of course, like the Europa League kind of papered over a lot of cracks, but yeah.
But there's also some made of, like, didn't Ange come out and say, like, he did concentrate on the Europa League, and partly why the Premier League form was poor was because of that. And maybe, it's easy for him to make that excuse. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know if I do buy that or not. But yeah, you're right. They were pretty bad last season, regardless of whether they took it a little bit easy on the league or not. But, and yeah, only investing in Conor Gallagher after, a poor league season. Yeah, what did they expect? Yeah, other teams around them are strengthening. The Premier League is a tough place. Every team is pretty solid in the Premier League. So, yeah.
It's interesting. Like, I'm just thinking, if you told a Tottenham fan at the beginning of last season, you can win the Europa League and win your first ever major trophy, but the following season you're going to get relegated, what would you choose? They'll probably still take the Europa League,
I'll ask my brother. He's a Tottenham fan. I'll ask him.
Well, they could be league champions next year, Tamim. So you can consult them with that, right? or they could go the Leicester City route, man. Like Leicester look like they're going down to League One, which is absolutely insane. Like 10 years on from winning the Premier League to and basically kind of winning, then winning the FA Cup like the seasons after that, like to then go down to League One. Yeah, it's just absolutely bonkers, man. But long may it continue. I think they've got Brighton. I believe
their running is scary for them. They could lose every single game that they've got coming up, and I don't understand the appointment of De Zerbi.
Say again, Zahid.
I don't understand the appointment of De Zerbi at this point of the season. He's the kind of manager that needs a full preseason, full squad. Yeah. He's got his ethos, his mentality. He's not like I'm here to pull you out of relegation issues, and he's not like a Sean Dyche, Sam Allardyce kind of manager to do that kind of stuff, shore up the defense and all that kind of So I don't know. I just don't understand their decision making in that sense. Like even signing Igor Tudor and everything that happened there, and the biggest asterisk has to be that the 1 point he caught was against Liverpool. It's just absolutely
had to be us, isn't it?
Yeah, Liverpool letting the team down, man.
Unforgivable, man. Unforgivable.
We should be in that relegation battle, mate. Honestly. Yeah, man. And of course, like obviously we're here to console Tamim over Robertson leaving Liverpool, and obviously if Spurs do manage to stay up, then there's a strong likelihood that he'll end up going to Tottenham, which will not be fun for anyone. Like a certified Premier League legend going to that waste.
Having to play there of all places. Come on, Robbo. Join the MLS even. Don't go to Spurs, please.
Join Salah by going to Saudi or something, man. Like,
yeah, exactly. Go anywhere out there.
Honestly, what a letdown that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm now praying for them to go down just so he doesn't sign for them.
Honestly, we might bottle the league, but Tottenham going down might just kind of
I think just talking about Andy Robertson, and I was looking at some of the stuff of him from the season and all the things that just a recap of his what other managers, like what Mourinho said about him, and how he completely annoyed Lionel Messi in that it was in the second leg, wasn't it? Honestly. It's just he's a legend. He's a cult hero at Liverpool, man. Honestly,
yeah.
I guess part of the issue is the fact that the club didn't want to offer him a new contract. I mean, he could have had that potential Milner role, in terms of just being that.
I think he's still, I agree with that. Yeah. He's still got it in him, hasn't he? Like some of his performances have been better than Kirk's still this year. Like he's got that assurance at the back. Like, he doesn't have the pace as much, but he's not, passing wise, he's still got it. He can cross a ball. His defensive ability is still.
He's got a voice in the team. All that sort of stuff. I completely feel that Slot missed a trick by not transitioning Kirkes into the team and then just like ousting Robertson and pushing Kirkes into start from the beginning. I think that was a mistake. But I feel like he's absolute incredible servant for the club. And now I think it would just be Van Dijk and Alisson left from the Klopp era at the club. And I mean, Allison could be sold in the summer or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got one more season in him. I don't know. But it looks like Konate is staying at Liverpool. Rubber clearly don't want him anymore.
Yeah,
He's
good
going
old
to sign a contract extension. But yeah, I don't know. The Konate of last season has not come to fruition this season, and I think that's made Van Dijk look worse as well. With him being next to him and not having much protection from the midfield either. So so yeah, I don't know. I guess we need to recruit in the summer anyway, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
That's another podcast and another discussion about our transfer plans for all three of our clubs. Any closing remark, guys, before we wrap up? If you are still in the chat, 15 minutes past midnight, please like, share, and subscribe. Zahid, what do you want to say, bro?
I just wanted to mention about how the meltdown of Italy not qualifying for the World Cup, and Gattuso has now. I think Buffon was part of the coaching team. I think he left. Gattuso then has also left, and the Italian media. I don't know if you guys saw this. Are blaming Italian mothers for not producing the kind of footballers like Totti and Cannavaro and all that sort of. It's hilarious, honestly.
Oh, that's so funny, man.
That's a proper meltdown. If you're going to that level, blaming the mothers.
Hilarious. My Italian neighbours and my Italian nephew and sister-in-law won't be happy at all. So.
They definitely got some sort of sacrifice in there. You know, get a Euros win somewhere in those years where they don't qualify for any World Cup.
Deal with the devil, but be like Spurs. Be like Spurs' deal for the Europa League and relegation.
Similar deal, right?
All right, guys, boys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully, I'll be chatting to you after an Arsenal win next Sunday. But until then, thank you guys very much. See you guys later.
See you guys.